try to utilize that too. Let's grab the other end of our wire hanger and make a loop about 2 finger in size. Make sure to twist it a few times so that it doesn't unwind when you pull on it. Next, pry the top corner of the door and fit a wedge in it. I am using a small ice scraper to get it started and a wooden wedge. You can use a door stop or some wooden kitchenware like spatulas and such. Try not to use screwdrivers as they will damage your paint. Basically, you're just trying to create an opening just big enough to fit in your wire. Once the wire is in, throw the loop over the handle. And here I want to share another tip with you. Once you're on the handle, bring the wire down so that you're pulling straight back instead of half up and half back. And there we go. That sweet sound of the door finally opening. And let me play this one more time. And finally, our third and most difficult car. It has no vertical knob. It does have a lock-unlock button, but pretty hard to get to. The locking tab is cone-shaped, and the door handle does not unlock the door. Pretty tricky. On top of it, it has cables instead of rods, so nothing to really grab onto. So the easiest thing to do here is to use an actual lockout toolkit used by professionals, which consists of a long reach tool, inflatable bag, and a wedge tool. Since this door doesn't have a metal frame around the glass, I'm going to use the inflatable bag. Wedge it in, inflate it, give yourself some room to fit the metal rod through. Don't pry it more than you have to. You don't want to shatter the glass, obviously. Then just fit in the rod, and here you have 2 options. You can either push the unlock button or turn the locking knob. Now, while I'm trying to get it unlocked, I wanted to mention, even though most of you probably don't have a toolkit like this handy, you can try to imitate it with something like an antenna or a hood prop rod, from another car of course. I've seen people use golf clubs. The bottom line is there are options, so don't get discouraged and use your imagination. And there we go, our third car is unlocked. Now I am going to try to turn the locking knob. Thanks to the rubber tip, it takes no time to execute. And again, that sweet sound of the door opening. You can also use this tool to open manual windows, push locking tabs, and pull on door handles.
I'm doing all right.
Looking for a bug?
Yeah, just stopping by to get a quick check of things. It's tight.
That's what she said.
Sweet ride right here. Nice ride, man. That thing's sweet.
My son.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he lets me drive it.
Cool. Man, look at that interior too. That's awesome.
Gotta hit the unlock button. It's a tough one.
I guess just on this side.
How'd last night turn out?
I went to sleep.
Did you? Nice.
How'd I get it in there that good?
Well, there's the hero of the day. Did it in less than 10 minutes with a coat hanger. Nothing to it. Well done.
And it's got the vertical locks here, and I'm going to use this airbag, this particular airbag. It's made by Access Tools. They can be found online, you know, various places. And I just get it a little bit started there. And I'm going to throw another one in there just for good measure. And this is basically the same thing. It's just a hair bigger. Get it in there. And if you don't have those airbags, you can use these wedges, plastic wedges. They're sold in various places all over the internet. There's another one here. It's this particular one is called a one-hand jack. Anyway, you could use, I mean, if you're working on a vehicle that you don't care about, you could use a wedge-shaped piece of 2x4 lumber. You could use a screwdriver if you don't care about it. But anyway, this is the tool. And it's made by Access Tools. I believe it's called the Remote Control Button Master. And when I pull the handle here, you see how the cable comes in and out? When I pull the handle, it's just a matter of pulling the handle in and out, and it tightens up that noose on the end. And you just go in here. It takes a second to get in. You know, you gotta kind of fudge it behind the weather stripping. It can be sometimes a little bit difficult to get behind. Oh, I haven't wedged this one out yet. Okay, so sometimes it takes just a second to get behind the weather stripping there. And all you got to do is just find the right angle on the curvature of the tool, basically. See what I'm doing there? I'm tightening up that noose, lift up on the door lock, pull the tool back out, and then, of course, if you can, always make sure you get the airbags removed out of the door, and that relieves any pressure on the door latch. And then the door is open, just like that. Now, if I wasn't
safely unlock most cars in about 60 seconds. To use the Big Easy, first employ the non-marring plastic wedge to pry the door open just enough to insert the Big Easy tool itself. The optional Big Easy wedge can assist in this process. Slide on the paint protector so that the Big Easy does not touch the paint on a door or jamb. Slide the Big Easy tool into the opening and you're able to flip the lock button, operate the electric lock, or pull the door handle. In some cases, you may even be able to roll down the window. For vehicles with vertical locks on top of the door frame, use the included lock knob lifter. Simply insert the wedge into the top of the door, slide the lock knob lifter into the door opening, and adjust the plastic strip so it slides over the top of the lock. Then you'll be able to easily lift the lock.